The show centers on lifelong friends and well-known outlaw distillers Mark and Digger from Cocke County, Tennessee, as they visit their associate Kelly. Over the years, numerous television programs have emerged with fresh narratives to gain fame, but Moonshiners distinguished itself and maintained a loyal audience. Yet, along with its rising popularity came considerable criticism and problems. Moonshiners is a docudrama airing on the Discovery Channel, produced by Magilla Entertainment. It portrays the lives of people distilling illegal moonshine in the Appalachian regions of Kentucky and North Carolina, while also featuring individuals from South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. The series captivated audiences by highlighting their liquor-making processes, methods to avoid detection by authorities, and everyday experiences. This drew even greater interest from viewers. Unfortunately, increased fame brought more difficulties and speculation. Local officials began questioning the show's authenticity. They asserted that no actual illegal liquor production was occurring among those featured. In March 2012, the Virginia Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control stated that if genuine illegal activities were underway, their Bureau of Law Enforcement would have intervened. They had requested that the producers include a disclaimer stating the program was dramatized, but this was ignored. Despite these claims, the producers at Magilla Entertainment insisted the documentary-style content was authentic. Tim Smith addressed the accusations in an interview, saying, "Not so fast. With the laws in Virginia, and I'm pretty sure elsewhere, you need to witness the activity and obtain physical samples for analysis." He later told bourbonblog.com, "All of this has to be proven in court, with the arresting officer testifying. How could you arrest me for moonshining from 5 years ago? I'm jumping the fence now. I've retired. What I did yesterday doesn't mean I'll do it tomorrow." To back Smith's position, producer Matt Ahlstrom told Fox News that Magilla Entertainment stood firmly behind the docudrama, believing it accurately depicted the hidden world of moonshiners and the law enforcement pursuing them. While discussing the series, Smith revealed insights into the trade. He learned the craft from his late father, which sparked his passion for moonshining. He explained that the illicit, taboo aspect adds much of its allure. "That's what draws everyone in, I believe. Whether the moonshine is high quality or just Tim Smith's, or anyone else's, the myth of obtaining something forbidden makes it more valuable. There's real marketing power in its illegality." Although Smith avoided arrest on the show, his first encounter with law enforcement occurred around kindergarten age. Life wasn't always easy for him. He recalled, "I was about 5 when my dad got raided. I was running around trying to hide the moonshine before the agents entered the room where it was stored. That was my first raid, and my dad was arrested for possession." After his father's arrest, Smith chose to carry on the family tradition his dad had taught him, honing the skill for nearly half a century. He later described clever ways to evade the law. "There are millions of questions people ask about moonshine, and they're all valid," he said. "There's nothing wrong with curiosity, there are no wrong questions, and maybe no right answers either. Sometimes questions and answers get tangled, and that's fine. It preserves the mystery of moonshining. Nobody truly knows what's happening, we just sense something is." Despite ongoing criticism and challenges, the series persisted, producing additional episodes. Some segments featured Marvin "Popcorn" Sutton, drawn from Neil Hutcherson's 2002 documentary This Is the Last Damn Run of Liquor I'll Ever Make. In 2008, an edited television version aired on PBS and the documentary channel under the title The Last One. The show earned a Southeast Emmy Award in 2009. After filming, Sutton was arrested in 2007 by ATF agents in Cocke County, Tennessee, for illegal distilling and possession of a firearm as a felon. He received an 18-month prison sentence in 2009 but, fearing incarceration, took his own life to avoid federal prison. These events caused some fans to feel disillusioned or distrustful toward the series. Criticism intensified as more behind-the-scenes details emerged. Megillah Entertainment, the production company, faced backlash for allegedly misleading content. They also produced shows like America's Worst Tattoos, Submissive Wives' Guide to Marriage, and Militia Rising. Megillah's reputation suffered from various scandals affecting viewer trust in their programs. For instance, episodes of Lakefront Bargain Hunt and Beachfront Bargain Hunt featured decorator Robin Corbel selecting homes, but similar setups raised suspicions. Producers were accused of temporarily staging or decorating properties for reuse. Another program, Solely Rules, was criticized as scripted, further eroding confidence in Megillah's output. This pattern made audiences skeptical of any Megillah project, including Moonshiners, leading to public resentment toward the producers. Rumors also circulated that Special Agent Jesse Tate of the Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Bureau was misled into appearing in Season 1. Viewers noticed he never interacted with the Moonshiners or seemed aware of that storyline. The Bureau later stated that producers misrepresented the program's nature. They had agreed to join an educational piece on Virginia's moonshine history and investigations, not a portrayal of ongoing illegal production, distribution, or transport. They declared they would not have participated had they known the true depiction. After Season 1, Tate vanished from the series, reinforcing suspicions of fabrication. Critics argued the show couldn't be fully real. If it were, arrests would have followed. Reality programs depicting crimes must navigate legal boundaries carefully. U.S. law doesn't require witnesses to intervene in crimes, as seen on A&E's Intervention, where crews filmed an intoxicated person attempting to drive without stopping them. Liability arises if producers endanger participants or others. Producers could face responsibility if cast members, paid to appear, caused harm from illegal alcohol consumption. Let's examine some key seasons. Season 1 introduced partners Tim and Tickle scouting a moonshining location. An ABC agent spotted counter-surveillance tactics. Their operation ran smoothly at first until emergencies arose, equipment breakdowns, an intruder, and a law enforcement tip sparking an investigation. A hurricane later threatened their site. Tim added a second pot to increase profits, but Tickle suffered a fall, breaking 3 ribs. Agent Jesse Tate attempted arrests amid the turmoil. The season included veteran moonshiner Popcorn Sutton demonstrating traditional methods, Tim and Tickle working on a car for transport, and ended with reconnaissance on an active site. Viewers demanded more, leading to Season 2. It opened with the Appalachian Moonshine season. Tim and Tickle pushed forward energetically. New Deputy Sheriff Chuck entered the picture. Josh and Bill advanced their underground still, while Mark and Jeff built a copper still and relocated. Tickle recruited Jim Tom to repair a broken still. Mark hunted a wild hog. Deputy Chuck followed a tip to an abandoned site. Storms hit, flooding threatened sites, and challenges mounted, including arrests, tropical storms, and documentary elements. Tickle split from Tim, partnering with Howard for a new site. Mark, Jeff, and Jim Tom pursued barley-based liquor. Jim Tom needed family help. Deputy Chuck gathered intel from informants. Tickle built a still at midnight, but Josh damaged an underground site in anger. Sales and town risked exposure. Howard fled after an intruder scare. Josh and Bill battled toxic mold. Jeff's family ran a second still for barley scotch. An angry landowner confronted Tickle. Tim hid backup stash. Josh and Bill fought violently. Mark transported by canoe at night. They produced rye whiskey in George Washington style. Tickle's still was sabotaged. Tim searched a lake for aged moonshine. Mark and Jeff fought off a thief. Mike and Tweety concealed product under manure. Tickle sought Tim's help over debts. Yellow jackets plagued a sight. Josh aided an injured cutie pie. Tim shifted toward legal production. Tickle transported final illegal batches in an RV tank. Josh and Bill fixed their still for winter. Mark, Jeff, and Jim Tom operated 3 stills. Deputy Chuck arrested his target. The series gained strong ratings, spawning more seasons and spin-offs. In May 2013, Discovery renewed it for Season 3 and announced a spin-off focused on Steven Ray Tickle, premiering August 13, 2013. Further spin-offs included Moonshiners, Whiskey Business, announced February 2019, premiering March 13, 2019, from a Season 7 special where Tim Smith aided a struggling distillery, and Moonshiners, Master Distiller, premiering March 3, 2020. The show ran smoothly until Tickle's actions drew it back into controversy. Trouble with Tickle. Moonshiner Tim has faced ongoing surveillance from Virginia's ABC, aware they could be watching at any time. Steven Ray Tickle, a prominent cast member, gained a reputation for attracting trouble wherever he went, and he certainly lived up to it. He caused disruptions on the show before landing in headlines with a serious legal issue, a 3-year suspended penitentiary sentence in Pittsylvania County Circuit Court for possessing a sawed-off shotgun. Soon after his felony conviction, on July 12, 2015, Tickle was pulled over during a traffic stop for a faulty headlight. In court, attorney Joe Garrett requested a suspended sentence so his client could continue promoting a legal distillery operating in 19 states. Garrett noted Tickle was the sole guardian of his 15-year-old daughter and had largely quit drinking, though he occasionally tasted alcohol for his Moonshiners role. Assistant Commonwealth's attorney Aubrey Gordon supported leniency, describing Tickle's record as mostly driving-related offenses, though he highlighted a prior felony firearm conviction and urged the court to send a clear message against such conduct. Tickle addressed the court, "I am a law-abiding citizen. That gun was something a buddy gave me years ago. He kept it in a shoebox until his friend's death and planned to pass it to the grandson." He expressed remorse, saying his daughter had convinced him to stop drinking, but added, "Every once in a while, I taste to check quality. My daughter wants to stay with me. If I'm in jail, I can't provide for her." Judge Stacey W. Morrow noted the sawed-off shotgun's danger, especially visible in his truck cab, but acknowledged his limited criminal history. The judge suspended the 3-year sentence, requiring 18 months probation, court costs, and good behavior for 5 years. Travel was allowed for work or with probation officer approval, but as a felon, he was barred from firearms, ammunition, or explosives. After the ruling, more trial details surfaced. Sheriff's Office CPLTW testified stopping Tickle's black Dodge truck for the headlight issue, discovering his suspended license. Officers spotted a homemade moonshine still model from a plastic bottle and the sawed-off 12-gauge shotgun, barrel about 14 inches, in plain view in the front seat. Tickle was cooperative, claiming the gun was a show prop. He joked during booking, calling it a good snake gun, with a pouch his mother made. The Commonwealth attempted to introduce a Moonshiners clip as evidence of guilt, but the judge sustained an objection. The defense argued the warrantless seizure was unconstitutional on private property. Investigator Shannon Edwards tested the weapon. It fired with heavy recoil, injuring his hand slightly due to poor design. Duct tape held parts together. The judge ruled it functional, not a prop. During Season 6, this publicity ironically boosted the show. Unfortunately, Tickle soon faced more trouble. After the suspended sentence, he was arrested for substance use while on probation. In court before Judge James J. Reynolds, the suspended term was revoked but mostly resuspended, 2 years and 7 months, with 5 months active jail time ordered. Upon release, he faced 12 months probation and 5 years good behavior. Probation officer Becky Quarle reported a major violation on July 14. Tickle admitted recent illegal substance use and signed an admission form. He attributed relapse to family stress, his father's declining health and short prognosis. His mother, Lois Eileen Tickle, testified about her husband's July health crisis: 50-pound weight loss, severe cough, pulmonologist referral. Tickle's 16-year-old daughter defended him. "My dad is actually an amazing father." She noted her straight A's and his homework helped despite limitations. Tickle admitted his substance issue but said he found support in a jail program led by Pastor Terry. "When I get out, I intend to continue and help others. This is serious, not for show. I've hurt my daughter, family, employers, and the TV show, possibly their livelihood." Judge Reynolds acknowledged life's hardships but stressed not using them as excuses. He urged viewing it through his daughter's eyes, her sick grandfather plus dealing with him, after convincing him to avoid moonshine. "She's bright with a great future." What are your thoughts? Were you disappointed in Tickle like many others? Do you think he could have handled things differently? Share in the comments. If you like this, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the other videos suggested next.